Hello friends, welcome to Krishna Academy. Today our lecture is on the base of the flywheel. We are going to cover flywheel concepts. So first of all, let's see what is the flywheel. Flywheel is just like the pen trap which you are using in your daily life. Actually, the function of the pen trap is to store the data whenever it is not required in your PC. So what you will do, you will copy your data into the pen trap when it is not required in your PC, and whenever you are requiring it, you will just copy it from pen trap to your PC. Something is like that. Flywheel is the device which stores the energy from the engine and it gives the energy, means gives the energy when it is required. So when the engine is running, engine is not able to generate the power which is much more sufficient, then the energy will be stored in the flywheel, and when the energy is required, it will be taken from the flywheel. One another device is common like the flywheel is the governor. Governor is a device which is similar to the flywheel. Now there is a little bit difference between the flywheel and the governor. This is the flywheel and here it's governor. See guys, there is one little bit difference between the flywheel and the governor. Flywheel is a thing which maintains the mean speed. This is the device which maintains the mean speed. This is also the device which maintains the mean speed of the engine. But this is the device which maintains the mean speed, which is means the variation in the mean speed is due to the turning moment. Means this is the variation in this case, it is due to the fluctuation in the turning moment. Whereas in the governor, the mean speed is maintained due to the mean speed variation in the mean speed. Why it comes? Due to the load on the engine. In this case, the mean speed we are maintaining, means flywheel maintaining the mean speed. Why it occurs? So due to the change in the turning moment. So this is the main difference between the flywheel and the governor. Flywheel is a device which is maintaining the mean speed, which is caused, means fluctuation of the mean speed which is caused due to the change in the turning moment. And the governor is the device which maintains the mean speed, which is fluctuation on the mean speed, it is caused due to the load on the engine. So now let us see that what is this turning moment. Like the word has come, so let's see what is the turning moment. Actually, the engine is turning some of the energies. Let's draw the turning moment diagram for single cylinder double acting engine. In the turning moment diagram, the crank angle is taken as epsilon. So this one is the crank angle, that is theta, and as ordinate turning moment is taken as ordinate. So this is the turning moment. Now from the diagram you can analyze easily that whenever the theta, that is the crank angle, is 0, our turning moment is also 0. But this means as the crank rotates, it becomes 90 degree. And when the crank angle reaches to the 90 degree, its turning moment becomes maximum. So this is the value of T maximum. Again, when the crank angle reaches to 180 degree, its turning moment becomes 0. Once again, when it reaches to the 270 degree, its turning moment again becomes maximum, and when it is reaching at 360 degree, its turning moment is 0. So in this thing you can say that due to means within the 360 the two T maximum values are we are getting. Okay. Now one thing is that what is the work done which is required for this much engine, means in this engine what is the work required? Work required is the multiplication of the turning moment and the crank angle. But it is not just like that. It is the, you can say that the area covered by this curve, it is considered as the work done. Okay, so the work done is nothing but T mean into theta. Okay, practically if you will see that the engine is not developing this much power, but it is it is the equal to the mean resisting torque. Say this is the T mean resisting torque, T mean. Okay, so the whatever the work done by the engine is equal to the T mean. Okay, so let's give the numbers. You will get much more idea. See, so this is the turning moment diagram for the single cylinder double acting. Now there is the energy fluctuation in the flywheel we had seen before. So the energy fluctuation, how it comes and how the engine flywheel works, all the concept will clear from this diagram. So first of all, let us see that the work over here is 0. Now it starts from O to F. Okay. Now from this thing you can analyze that the work or the energy required for doing this much work. How much work? A, F. You can say this P. So AFP. For doing AFP work, this one AFP work, energy required is A, K, F and P. Okay. So this is the energy required. And this one is the work done or the energy developed by engine. Now this is the energy which is developed by the engine and this is the energy required for the engine. So you can say that the energy is developed by engine is less than the energy required. From the diagram you can see that A, F and P, this is the energy developed by the engine. So it is less than the energy required. So for doing this much work, the remaining energy will be taken from the flywheel. Okay, so the flywheel will give this much energy A, K and F. This much energy A, K and F will be given by the flywheel. And by adding the energy of the flywheel and the energy developed by the engine, the work A to F will be done. Now what happens? So this is the in this case up to this the energy is taken from the flywheel. Now it comes to the rise. What happens that the energy required for doing this much work is how much? P, F, G and R. This is the energy required. Okay, this is the energy required for doing this much work. Okay, and the energy generated by the engine is P, F, B, G and R. So from the diagram you can say that this is the energy developed by the engine and this is the energy required. So you can analyze that the energy generated by the engine is higher than the energy required by the engine. Okay, so in this case only this much energy is required. So this much energy will be stored in the flywheel. Okay, so this much energy will go into the flywheel. Okay, yeah. Now it comes to the G, C and H. Again, what will happen? Similarly, In this case, the energy developed by the engine is R, G, H and S. Sorry, energy is required is R, G, H and S, and developed energy is R, G, C, H and S. Okay, so much more energy is developed by the engine. Less energy is developed by the engine. So the energy which is required, it will be taken from the flywheel. Okay, so flywheel will give this much energy and the work will be continuing. So similar thing will happen over here. So you have just seen that the energy is taken from the flywheel and given to the flywheel. Okay, so this proves that the flywheel is the device which is maintaining the speed, maintaining the mean speed. But how? It is the device which maintains the mean speed due to the fluctuation of the turning moment. This is the fluctuation of the turning moment. So that is the concept between this single cylinder double acting, and this is also the main concept of the flywheel. Now let us see the diagram for the 4-stroke engine. Actually this was the turning moment diagram for the single cylinder double acting. Now let us go to the turning diagram of the 4-stroke engine. If you say about 4-stroke engine, one thing should be clear, that during the 720 degree or the 4 pi or the 720 degree, you will get only one working stroke. Okay, for the 720 degree or the 4 pi degree, you will get only one working stroke. Let us draw on the diagram. Okay, first of all, the pressure inside the engine is less than the atmospheric pressure, and it is required for the suction. So we will draw it minus this much area. Okay, this much area is pi. Okay, and this is the suction. Now what will happen? The maximum negative loop will be generated over here, because next stroke is our compression stroke. Now in the compression stroke, what happens? Work is done. Work is done on the steam. So work is done on the steam. That's why the negative loop will be generated, and it is maximum negative loop. Remember, this is the maximum negative loop in the 4-stroke engine, and this is also pi. Yeah, and this is the compression stroke. Next one, working stroke or the power stroke, you can say. In this case, the maximum positive loop will be generated. This is the maximum positive loop. It is also pi, and it is power stroke or the working stroke. Now exhaust stroke will come. So in the exhaust stroke, pressure will reach to the negative, or here it's a positive. It is due to the reason that the work is done by the steam, and that is why it is taken as a positive. In the exhaust, the work is done on the steam, that is why it is taken as negative. So here, over here, the complete cycle will complete pi. So it means that pi, it means the 4 pi is the total degree for the one working stroke. Okay. Similarly, this is the crank angle, and here it's a turning moment. So this is the 4-stroke engine turning moment diagram. Okay. All the things clear. Here it's the maximum value. Here you will get the T maximum. Minimum value will be over here somewhere. This is T mean. Okay. Now let us see the fluctuation, how the fluctuation of the energy can be evaluated. Fluctuation energy, that is delta E. How we will calculate the delta E? we have seen that for the different strokes there is a different area. Work done is equals to area of the turning moment diagram. So say A1, A2, A3, A4. These are the different areas of the turning moment diagram. Likewise, this is say A1, this is A2, this is A3, this is A4, A5. Okay, likewise. Now you are said to find the delta E, that is the fluctuation in the kinetic energy or the energy. Okay, how we will find it? First of all, we will assume this is the points A, B, C, D and E, F. First of all, we will assume that the energy at point A is equals to E. Then this much area will be added to at point B. So at point B, the energy will be A plus E plus A1. At point C, it will be subtracted from the at point energy. So A1 minus A2. At point D, it will be E plus A1 minus A2 plus A3. At point E, E plus A1 minus A2 plus A3 minus A4. At point F, it will be E plus A1 minus A2 plus A3 minus A4 plus A5. So you will evaluate all the energies at all the points. Then we will highlight the maximum energy. Suppose the maximum energy is at point B and minimum energy say at point E. The minimum energy having is at point E. E point is having minimum energy and D point is having maximum energy. So after evaluating all these things, you just have to highlight that which point is having maximum energy, which point is having minimum energy. So by using these two, you will find delta E, that is the maximum fluctuation of the energy. Maximum fluctuation of the energy it is nothing but the maximum energy minus minimum energy. So what is the maximum energy? It is E plus A1. What is the minimum energy? E. E minus A1 plus A2 minus A3 plus A4. So these and these will cancel out. These both will cancel out. So A2 minus A3 plus A4. This is our delta E, that is maximum fluctuation of the kinetic energy. Okay. Now the next topic is the coefficient of the maximum fluctuation of the kinetic energy. Now what is the coefficient of the fluctuation of the maximum kinetic energy? It is denoted by the CE, maximum fluctuation in kinetic energy coefficient. What is this coefficient? Coefficient of the maximum fluctuation of the kinetic energy. It is denoted by the CE and it is the ratio of the maximum fluctuation in the kinetic energy, that is delta E divided by work done. Okay. Now, so whenever in this numerical you would find that you want to find CE, then the equation will be used is the maximum fluctuation in the kinetic energy by the work done. Now, how to calculate the value maximum fluctuation in the kinetic energy, that we have seen in the previous thing. Now, the required thing is work done. How you will find work done? But from using turning moment diagram, you can see that work done is the multiplication of the crank angle and the turning moment. So, in the work done, we had before seen that work done is equals to T mean into theta. Okay. So, this is the one equation of finding the work done. Now, what is the value? For finding the work done, you just need two things. One is the T mean and next one is the theta. So T mean will be calculated. T mean will be calculated as P into 60 upon 2 pi n. Okay. So T mean will be calculated as P into 60 upon 2 pi n. And value of theta is taken as 2 pi for two-stroke engine. Remember this thing, value of theta is taken as 2 pi for two-stroke engine, because in the two-stroke engine for the 2 pi degree you will get 1 working stroke. And suppose it is given that 4-stroke engine, you have given 4-stroke engine, then you will take the theta value as a 4 pi. Because for the 4 pi value, as means at 720 degree, you will get 1 working stroke. So theta value for the 4-stroke is taken as 4 pi. So you are having Tini and having theta. So substitute all the things over here, make multiplication, you will get work done. This is the one thing. Next, another equation is of the work done is P into 60 upon N. Okay, the N is the number of working stroke. N is nothing but number of working stroke. But how to select the number of working stroke? It is similar to this. The value of P N is taken for the 2-stroke and N by 2 is taken for 4-stroke engine. Okay, so whenever you have given that 4-stroke engine, just select N by 2, means whatever speed is given, suppose 200 speed is given, so you have to put the value, number of stroke as 100 as N by 2. And if it is given 2-stroke, then you will directly put the value 200 RPM. Okay, so this is the whole thing, how you find work done. Whatever numerical value of the work done comes, put it over here. Coefficient of fluctuation of kinetic energy will be evaluated. How? Maximum fluctuation of kinetic energy by work done. Work done. This is the procedure for finding work done. This is the procedure for finding work done. And maximum fluctuation for energy